because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. No, no. Nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Clap your hands because I'm happy. Clap your hands because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. No, no. Nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Stomp your feet because I'm happy. Stomp your feet because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down. No, no, nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Shout hooray, hooray, because I'm happy. Let's hear ya. Shout hooray, hooray, because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Oh, nothing's gonna bring me down because I'm happy. Woo!
Good morning. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Marty Bacher, and it's my honor and privilege to serve as the senior minister and spiritual director of this community. We are a spiritual community that is promoting a way of life based upon universal spiritual principles and practices. We are a group that honors all paths to the divine, and we seek to make the world a better place, and we start within, working outward. We choose to support each other in all the seasons of our lives. We celebrate times of joy and triumph. We extend compassion and comfort during times of loss, sorrow, and pain. It's our fundamental belief that our experience of life is made richer, deeper, and more expanded by being in community together. So we're delighted that you're joining us today. We're so delighted of what's unfolding, and so I'd like to invite you, if you would, to join me in reading our vision statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journey of spiritual discovery. If you're joining us for the first time today, we want to simply welcome you. I know many of you have not been with us before. We are a very open, loving, welcoming group. A little odd, but you'll get used to us quickly. And so we just simply invite you to sit back and relax and enjoy yourself. Ours is not a group that thinks we need to tell you what to think or how to be. We simply put forth universal spiritual principles and allow people to discover the power that lies within them. So we're delighted that you're here today. If you'd like, there's some information about us at the table outside. We invite you to pick up one of those packets. We'd invite you to go onto our website, which is www.spirituallyfree.org. Sign up for our email list. Today, as you know, we have a very special guest, and we are planning other wonderful people as the months unfold, so you'll want to be in on that. All the cool kids are coming here now, so we would hate for you to miss that opportunity. If you are in need of spiritual support, I wanted to let you know that at the end of our service, we'll have a prayer, and there'll be some individuals with stoles coming forth. Those individuals are available to pray with you briefly following the service. So there are many wonderful things that take place at the Center for Spiritual Living. Way too many to spend a lot of time here telling you about. But if you go on our website, which is www.spirituallyfree.org, you can find that out. We invite you to go on Facebook. We are the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. We would like you to like us. because we're kind of codependent, and gives us a sense of validation when you like us. And then you'll receive our announcements of wonderful things. So first of all, I do want to say hey to our CSL community, which is meeting, watching live stream at our normal facility. Hey kids, hope you're behaving. I want to thank our amazing volunteers and the amazing team that it took to pull this thing together. 500 seats don't set themselves up, and so it's just a wonderful group. I can't name all of you, but thank you for your service to this community. Next week, we'll return to our normal times of services, 10, 11:30. I want to let you know next week on the 22nd, we are having a Celebrate Sunday, or Celebrate Family Sunday. So let me tell you about how we define that. We do not believe it is our job to tell you what your family is. We believe it's your job to tell us. And so we want to have a celebration of family. We invite you to bring your family members, those that want to. We have a lovely ritual that we are developing so that we can celebrate with you the most important bonds that we share in life. And so that'll just be a special service. We invite you to join us. Whatever your family, same-sex couples, opposite-sex couples, no-sex couples, no couples, we don't care. Just come on down. We invite you to come on down. So let me tell you a little bit about today. Today we are blessed to have Don Jose Ruiz with us. I will tell you, we got to spend a little time in the green room together before this, and I was very tempted not to let him come out so I could just hang out and gather his wisdom, but I'm a sharing guy, so here we are. So he will be speaking for us shortly. Then this afternoon at 2 o'clock, he will be leading a workshop. I know many of you have already bought tickets, but you can still buy those. Today we are also offering some wonderful things. First of all, we are having a raffle, and so that will be held at 1:30. If you're hungry and would like to eat, we've arranged to have food trucks following this service. So, we try and do everything for you. So you can do that. You can hang out with us. The lovely Lorraine will be performing over lunch. And then at 1:30, do we have a drum over there? I need a drum roll. At 1:30, we will have our drawing for the raffle. Tickets are like $1 each. You cannot beat this deal. And at 1:30, we'll have a drawing. Now, there's all kinds of wonderful things that you might win. There's books, there's prizes. We'll have 2 tickets for today's workshop. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet and you wanted to play the lotto for a moment, we invite you to do that. And the grand prize is, are you ready for it? Yeah. Grand prize is 2 tickets to the Toltec Angel training that Don Jose will facilitate in January. Sweet. You're asking, what is a Toltec Angel training? Glad you asked. So on January 15th and 16th, Don Jose will facilitate some of his father's work in a very powerful way to help us learn to listen to the messenger that is available to all of us. So as I was saying, we have available tickets today. The workshop will normally be $175 starting tomorrow, but today and today only, if you'd like to buy tickets to that workshop in January, you can buy those for $150. Yeah. If you see people with these cool purple wristbands, they've already bought theirs. That workshop will be limited to 200 people, so I just want to make you aware of that. So again, we invite you to go online, join our community, join us on Facebook, get our email list, because we do a lot of cool and wonderful things. I want to take a moment now to introduce our special guests, and so we can have that out of the way so that we can just follow through with the rest of the service. So as you know, Don Jose is speaking to us today. He was born in Mexico City, raised in Tijuana, Mexico. At the age of 21, he came to live in the U.S. with his father, many of us know Don Miguel Ruiz. Through the masterful guidance of his teachers, including his mother and father, his grandmother Sarita, and several other Naguals, Jose came to silent knowledge, witnessing the world as it is without any story. Like his father, he combines new insights with ancient Toltec wisdom and dedicates his life to sharing what he has learned by translating it into practical, everyday life concepts that promote truth, love, and common sense. He is a masterful person, and we are blessed to have him in our midst today. Thank you for being here. As if that weren't enough, we also have an amazing music program, our wonderful CSL singers, as we like to call them. And in addition today, yeah, amazing. They really are amazing. And our technicians. Many of you know Lorraine Horstmanhoff because she is just a remarkable woman, sharing insight and wisdom. She's joined today by her partner, Shin. We're delighted to have them here. Lorraine's music has always been an integral part of her life. It says, with a trunk load of instruments from a guitar to didgeridoo, Lorraine expresses her inner light through music. Using the powerful call and response of kirtan chanting, her angelic, sweet singing tones will take you from laughter to bliss and back in seconds. When you fall into the river of Lorraine's music, you will be healed and your spirit will open wide. So we invite you today to simply sit back, to relax, to allow something that happens here to awaken you to your greater possibility and your divine self. We are blessed that you are here. We are grateful, and we look forward to this day. And so now, let us begin our inward journey as we relax and allow this music to center us.
I open up my heart, love's received. I open up my mind, given all I need. I look within myself, covering safe haven of peace. Slowly breathe this breath to share this light of love. Light of love, this light of love. Slowly breathe this breath to share this light of love. This light of love, this light of love. Slowly breathe this breath to share this light of love.
And so we invite you in this moment to enter into this prayer according to your own faith and your own awareness of the divine. As we come together in this moment in the recognition of the one life that is ever present and always available. And we recognize this power, this infinite being, as the presence of love, of harmony, of joy, and of peace. We open our hearts in this moment to receive divine love. We open our minds to experience divine wisdom. We remember our connection with this one life, and we come together with powerful and clear intention that this is a day to remember the truth of who we are, that we allow that a greater awareness to be revealed into the world. We release that which no longer serves us, and we step into our spiritual power and knowing. So I am grateful for the many hands and hearts that have come together to provide this opportunity. For all of those who've come before, we allow this to be a healing transformative moment. And we know in advance that we are blessed beyond measure. For all of these blessings and so many more, I simply give thanks, allowing it to be so, as together we say, and so it is.
If you please stand and join us. There we go.
Woke up this morning, was full of trouble. How'd we get down this road? So I turned my eyes to heaven. Said, God, why don't you do something? People in poverty, children to slavery, thought disgusting me. So I shook my fist at heaven. Said, God, why don't you do something? God said, I did. I created you. If not us, then who? If not me and you. Right now, it's time for us to do something. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? It's not enough to do nothing. It's time for us to do something. If not us, then who? If not me and you. Right now, it's time for us to do something. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? It's not enough to do nothing. It's time for us to do something. It's not enough to do nothing. It's time for us to do something.
If you'd like, you can remain standing. Or if you'd like, you can sit and then stand, whatever you prefer. I'd like to invite you to join us in today's affirmation. If you will. Today I walk in gratitude. I am grateful for the blessings in my life. I am conscious of the miracles that surround me. I am open and receptive to even greater good. Place your hand on your heart and let us repeat that last line together. Today, I walk in gratitude. Thank you. Lorraine.
Hello. I'm just having a little get together here and putting my guitar together. So I'm going to do a very old mantra for you called the Gayatri Mantra. And it's really about how heaven and earth holds us and that we're all arising into one effulgent source, from one effulgent source going back. Om Babu Vaswa Ha Tatsavito Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prakchodaya Om Babu Vaswa Ha Tatsavito Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prakchodaya Everything on the earth and in the sky and in between is arising from one effulgent source. If my thoughts, words, and deeds reflected a understanding of unity, I will be the peace I'm seeking in this moment. Please, let's sing that with me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.
Good morning, everybody. It is such an honor to be in my new home in Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. And the words have power, if you notice. To be in the center of your life and to live a spiritual life is because you are free. Free of what? Free from yourself. Because the moment that you say, I am free, I will be free, and I will give everything that the love of my life deserves, and I will begin by being impeccable with the Word. Because you know, the Word is powerful. The Word is the real magic. Because if you say, I can't, nobody loves me, be careful because you might believe it. And that will be your agreement with yourself. And I say this because that was the agreement with myself. I put myself down. I misused the word. I used the word against myself. And then, one day, I noticed that I was the one putting a spell on me. And not only that, I was taking everybody personal. And why was I taking everybody else personal? Because I take myself personal. Because I learned to judge myself. I learned to put myself down. But then I saw a little glimpse of life. As I noticed myself, I was in the center because I was thinking, say, oh my God, I am the creator. I'm co-creating with everything I see. In this moment, I don't want to support this dream anymore. I want to ask for freedom. And then I begin praying. And I begin praying the old way I used to pray. The way that I learned how to pray is, please resolve this for me. Please, please this, please that. And I didn't want to lift a finger. I remember saying to my father, Father, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. And then another week came. Tell me what to do. And then one day he comes to me and says, son, aren't you tired of me telling you what to do? And I say, Father, of course not. Why? It's because I'm tired of telling you what to do. Because you don't do. And when he said that, because I don't do, it's because I don't know really how to pray. Because one day I remember when Father said to me, you're going to this cathedral in Oaxaca, Mexico, and you're not getting out of this cathedral until you speak to an angel. And he left, and I said to myself, oh no, I'm going to be here forever. So I begin to pray the way I learned how to pray. Please resolve this for me. Please, 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 and please, and please. And then all of a sudden, this beautiful, beautiful woman comes and taps me in the shoulder. And I opened my eyes, and she had beautiful eyes, beautiful gray hair, and she said to me, if you pray, the angel will listen. And then she walked away. I'm like, what is this person interrupting me? How rude. And then I continue on praying. Please, 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 this, please, that. And then all of a sudden, I remembered the reason that I was really there, that I was really asking for help, because one of my best friends have passed away. And then when I was remembering him, I say to him, your death is not in vain, because your death made me ask for help. And I know that you will always be there guiding me. It's time for me to stand up and change my life. And I noticed something very interesting inside of me. I was praying. I was praying from a different point of view. I was praying with responsibility for the love of my life, that I will take action. Because then I said, oh my God, I'm praying, then who's listening? I am listening. I'm listening to my own prayers. That means I am my own guardian angel, which they talked to me when I was a little kid, but I always wanted to see it in the outside. But the moment that I begin looking at the within, where was I? In my center. And then is when I begin the spiritual path. And the spiritual path was really learning how to listen to my instinct. And it was so beautiful because, right this moment of my life, I'm deciding what to do with my life. And I see many invitations, but when I walk through that door today, I got a card. I know all of you got a card. And mine said, from this moment on, I remember to turn within to my own intuition, knowing that all answers are here. So when you pray, you know that the answers is inside of you. It's never outside of you. Outside of you, we walk in the tree of life. And the tree of life has fruit. And the fruit has knowledge. But when we go inside within, we step in the place where the language was created. Because 4,000 years of language, it's not the truth. What is the truth is what we feel inside of us. Because when we feel nervous, when we feel excited, when we feel afraid, that is when the body is speaking to us. And it's not speaking to us in English or in Spanish or in Spanglish, no. It's speaking to us through emotion. So if my body feels sad and scared, it's sending information. It's communicating to what? To my mind. That if my mind becomes scared and it wants to run away, I will never deal with the situation. And then I will walk down the next avenue and a different corner, and what I'm trying to run away from will appear again. Because we cannot run away from ourselves. Father always said, if you don't like a group of people, it's okay, you can just walk away from them. But if you don't like yourself, you can never walk away from you because you are there. So there is the point that we need to make a transformation of our life. As the Toltec would say, a transformation of our dream, because this is a time of our life. This is the vacation. And I say this humbly with gratitude, that life is a vacation, and believing in so much problems and so much negativity, we have forgotten that we are in vacation. And then we become ungrateful, do not enjoy this life because we believe in what? In lies. We believe in stories that are not truth. That's why wait to speak to a loved one that we believe that we have a grudge with because we created something in our life? But the moment that something happens in our families, a catastrophe, that we're in the hospital, all that doesn't matter because we come to the truth, the real sensation of humanity. And then I remember reading a book when I was feeling sad about Christopher Reeves. And he opened his heart. When he became paralyzed, he hated life. And then he see what difference he can make in his own, life, because he saw people with the same problems that he had. So he began helping with service. And then he died in peace, loving God, loving life. But he wrote a book that said nothing is impossible. And when I pick up that book, I pick up a page that said a quote by Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln quote said, I only have one religion and one religion only. If I do good, I feel good. And if I do bad, I feel bad. Common sense. The most simplest thing that I've ever read, because when I begin noticing me, if I do an act of negativity, I feel negative. If I do an act of positivity, I feel positive. So, being alive, we get to flavor all these different emotions. But we know life is just life. When we get centered in our peace, we know that life is just life, and there's so many emotions. But what emotion felt the most relaxing? What emotion felt the most at home? Well, it was love. Because with love, we felt comfortable to open our heart, just like the song said. And when the heart is completely open, we can put the message there, or we can plant the seeds there. And when we plant the seeds, it is made with our own word. And when we water, it's the action and the will of our own word. So in this moment, we are magicians. The question it is, what kind of magic are we doing? Are we doing positive magic, or are we doing negative magic? And we don't have to answer out loud. The important thing it is to realize this and to not be afraid of communication. Because what happens when we are afraid to communicate to one another the truth of what we feel, we begin making assumptions. And when we make assumptions, it's because we are afraid to communicate what is in our heart. And then something happens. Gossip, hypocrisy, and all that negative emotion begins happening. Then when you speak that, your spirit gets broken because it's eating your poison, just like a cancer. This is why when we realize that we are in the center, we are humble and very honest with ourselves, saying, if I speak the language of negativity or if I speak the language of positivity, no one else has to know. But this is something I want to share with everybody. Somebody asked me, what is the highest level of awareness that you have attended, the mastery of enlightenment? And I say humbly, is clear consciousness. When your conscience is clear, you have nothing to hide. You are at peace. You have nothing to lie about, and you don't have to remember what lie you said. That will create stress to you. That will create nervous system. You know, when you are honest with yourself and not ashamed of what you have been through or going through, when you are honest to speak out like an open book, no one can blackmail you, no one can, judge you, because you don't judge yourself. And what happens when you don't judge yourself? Well, if you don't judge yourself, no one else can judge you. And the judgments don't exist no longer in your mind. But it doesn't mean that people don't judge outside of them. No, that's the language they speak. That's the language of negativity. But now you understand what Siddhartha was trying to explain. When he was sitting under the Bodhi tree, and he got thrown 100 or thousands of poison arrows, and before it touched Siddhartha, he turned them into roses because Siddhartha didn't take anything personal. He had nothing to do with them. So when one speaks to us with hate and negativity and hurt, they're really asking for help. And if we take them personal, what is going to happen to us? We become affected also by the language of negativity, which is absolutely an addiction. An addiction to what? An addiction to suffer. And when we open our eyes to the addiction of suffering, it doesn't matter what story is in front of us. We get it to hurt ourselves with it and hurt our loved ones with it. But the moments that we open our heart and we begin talking the language of positivity, it doesn't mean the problems will be over. No, they still be there. But the moment we handle them will be completely different. We will not use whatever to go against ourselves. We will see it from a clear conscience because we are in the center. And we're living with spirit free. And when you're living with spirit free is when you really have an out-of-body experience. Believe me, when I was like 11 or 10 years old, I remember sleeping in bed and waking up at night. And I remember cannot even move. I feel like I'm paralyzed. And then I floated and I see myself sleeping. And they call that an out-of-body experience. Believe me, that didn't help me at all in my life. It was just a dream. But the real out-of-body experience is when you begin noticing your automatic habits. When you begin seeing your reactions over things. And when you begin seeing your reaction over things, then you can change the program because you know what you are changing. And I remember another time where I felt an out-of-body experience. You know, when you were hanging with my father, being his apprentice, you will never know when he was going to put you to speak in public. And I was terrified to speak in public. I remember hiding, I remember not going, and when he wrote the 4 Agreements and the Mastery of Love, he began talking to big audiences. And he said to me, come, my son, come to see me in Chicago, come and see me in Phoenix, come see me. I go, oh, no, I'm okay here at home. Okay, finally, we are in San Diego, where we lived, and Father says, come and see me now. I said, oh, no, Father, I don't want to go. Why? Are you scared? Are you scared that I'm going to put you to speak? Yes, Father, I'm scared. How can I not be? Don't worry, son, you're not prepared. Okay, I went. And I tell you, it was so great because I was seeing my father opening his heart and the audience speaking to him and, one another. And then it went on for an hour until time stopped for me. Why? It's because Father begins speaking calmly. I think he's ready now. And he said to the audience, do you think he's ready? And of course they say yes, not knowing what they're saying yes to. And he said, and now I would like to present to you my son. And I'm the only son there. So I didn't want to look uncool, you know. I stand up, I get on the stage, he gives me the biggest hug and goes and sits down. He leaves me with the microphone in my hand, and this is where I tell you where I felt an out-of-body experience. Why? It's because my leg began to shake. And then my body began feeling all this nervous. But then it's like I said, in that moment, it's now or never. I cannot speak, or I can speak. In that moment, I spoke. And I was still learning English like I'm learning right now. But back then, you know, you couldn't understand a word that I said. And I spoke like 100 miles per hour. But it wasn't about the message of what was coming out in words. It was the message what was coming out from the heart, the excitement. And then later when I got off stage, I noticed something interesting. Is that I wasn't afraid to get on stage and speak in public. I was excited. I just confused it like I was nervous and afraid. But what I was scared about, it was this. It was to judge myself when I got back home for not doing what I wanted to do. And I tell you, it is an addiction. You change it and do not live your life. And we begin sacrificing our hearts. Because I have to tell you this, that Toltec, it means artist of the spirit. Toltec is not a religion. It is a way of life. And when we understand that we are an artist of the spirit and we're here to create, is when we ask ourselves, what are we creating? And when we see that we created with negativity and we wake up, this is the real moment of transformation because we're asking for what? For forgiveness. Not forgiveness to the outside, to be accepted. No, forgiveness within ourselves. And when we ask forgiveness within ourselves, everything begins to change because now you have gratitude to wake up every morning and say, I have another opportunity for life. Say thank you to you. Thank you to yourself. You know that you made it to this point. And I always do a prayer every day that I wake up. And the prayer it is, may life protect me from myself. Because the moment that we begin hearing the automatic habits, and I want to transform, I want to change the dream in me, I want to be a happy person, but then what happens? The automatic way of thinking, oh, Jose, you can't do it. Oh, Jose, why you do it? Oh, Jose, nobody loves you. Oh, Jose, no. Every little thing to shut myself down that it feels like I'm a scorpion stinging itself with its own tail. Could you imagine living that way? That you're a scorpion and you sting yourself with your own tail? Well, we do that. And it's time to stop that. Why? To be living in gratitude. Because this is the time of our life. And here is what we're made of. You know, I know the meaning of my life. And it's so simple. And it's to take care of Jose. Why? It's because I know what makes Jose happy. And I know what makes Jose suffer. And how do I know this? It's because I am Jose. Like you are you. And you know exactly what's going on within you with honesty, with discipline, and respect. And the will to see what many people don't want to see. What many people don't want to leave behind. And you know what that is? It's an addiction of suffering in an island of safety. A pain that I'm used to. That is the addiction of suffering. It's like living in an abusive relationship for years and you don't want to leave it because you're addicted by being abusive in your relationship. By abuse or being abused. But the moment that you stand up and say, hey, this is enough. If I don't respect myself, nobody else is going to respect me. And like my fiancée, Tammy Hutman says, if somebody doesn't want to be with me, why do I want to be with this person? If I'm not respected in this place, why do I want to stay there? Because my loyalness is to the love of my life. Because we cannot give what we don't have. We cannot give what we don't have. So if we're not the love of our life, we say to somebody, I'm going to give you heaven. I'm going to give you happiness. But if I don't give it to myself, I can pretend for 1 week, for 2 weeks, until I have a bad day. And in that bad day, I'm going to take everything away. Why do I say this? It's because we people, We humans scream at each other, disrespect one another. And the moment that we realize that we have no right to scream at nobody, and no one has the right to scream at us, everything begins to change. Because when we are in the center, we are well aware about corruption. And what do I mean about corruption? Is how we corrupt the word and use it against ourselves. Because we all know what is bad for our health, what is bad for our thinking mind, what is bad for us. We all know. But we find excuses because we human, we're so intelligent that we create any justification, any excuse to not take the action. And this is how we corrupt ourselves. We blind ourselves. But the moment that we begin unlearning, because this is what the whole teachings are about. It's nothing to learn, it's to unlearn what takes their inspiration away. And when we get our inspiration back, we know what we do to corrupt it. To do what? To go back into the island of safety, to say, poor me, I cannot do it. And to go for somebody to ask, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do? Because there's no respect for within. But when that card said to me, in you have all the answers. It's time to listen. It's time to listen. So, guess what? We're praying. We're praying all the time. But who's listening to our prayer? It's the little angel ready to serve the love of our life. And it's not about age, no. When the candle's still burning, that means there's still life, because what we really are is intent. And really, in the Toltec tradition, we don't believe in the afterlife. Why? Because we never die. We never die. We are alive. That's why I don't know, when you dream, you feel like you become a little bit paralyzed. Sometimes when you try to speak, you cannot speak. It's because you think that you have the body, but you're not the body. You're pure intent. Because what moves this hand? Well, the mind would say an order from the brain to move the hand, but what moves the order in the brain? Well, it's intent. And with intent, we can do many things. And when we believe in us, we will no longer believe in the outside. Oh, you cannot do it. Or you're like this, you cannot do it. No. You prove through your intent how impeccable your word you are. And I remember last year, I was in the hospital because I had a surgery that I had, and I had scar tissue blocking the intestine, and whatever food I was putting inside of me wasn't being good for me. And I began, I was overweight and stuff like that, and, very unhealthy, and they had to go to the hospital so they can put some tubes inside of me so they can take everything in my stomach out, and it was painful. But in the moment I say, from this moment on, I know that my body has been loyal to me. Now it's time to be loyal to my body. It's time to use my intent. And from that point on, what people say that I couldn't do because of my old habits, I proved wrong, but not to them, to me. They're saying that I can do it. So in those 1 year, I lost like 80 pounds, And the doctor said that all the things from the cholesterol, the liver, everything, it was completely healed. And it was will against temptation. Because I know if I put something inside of me, it will hurt my body. Because it's so easy to satisfy the mind. It's easy to satisfy the body. It's difficult to satisfy the mind. It's like when we go to our refrigerator in the kitchen and we're starving. And the refrigerator, when we open it, is completely full. And when it's completely full, we say, there's nothing to eat, and we close it. And the same thing when we are cold. We open our closet, and there's full of jackets, and we say, there's nothing to wear. And the same thing is when we walk out in life, and we see all the love outside, and we say, I'm unlovable. Because we're feeding a belief system that was put into us long time ago. So if we were born into a legacy of negativity, let's wake up and change that legacy for the future, for the little ones, and kill that legacy. And no excuses what happened to us. What happened to us is no longer happening to us. So let us not pass that generation what we go through, because the little ones, they learn. They don't learn what we say to them. They learn how we live. And I remember being like 11 years old, and I always wanted to hang with the older cousins, with the older kids in the neighborhood, but of course they're like 20, 18, I'm 11, there's no way I can hang with them. But finally, I got invited to my first ceremony with some of my friends of my father. And I was the only kid there. Everyone was adult. They got this wooden stick, begin sanding it, put leather around it, and put eagle feathers. And then in that moment, they pass it to one another. And when they were passing it to one another, they were telling stories of suffering, of victimization. And at one point, it felt like they were competing who had the most suffering in the room. When it got into my hands, I didn't have no story of suffering to share, but that's when a seed got planted in my young head. In order to be an adult, you have to have drama and suffering and talk about it, and that's how you become an adult. I bite that apple, and I kick myself out of heaven. I look for problems. If you go knocking on negativity's door, it's going to open it, leave you in the living room, and when you sit down, you'll forget who you are, where you come from. But something happens in life, like a little eggshell that somebody pops the light and light comes in, and you begin feeling this information, and you begin to wake up from your nightmare, wake up from a dream. And when you wake up, that is the resurrection of the embodiment of love. That is the real you, ready to serve the love of your life. This is when the Toltec wakes up and knows that it's here to live this life, to make a masterpiece of art with it. So, forgiveness is to let go. We can forgive somebody who's go against us in 1 year. We can forgive them right now. One of my friends says, I can't forgive what's going to happen in 1 year right now because I don't know what I'm forgiving. And I say, feel inside within you. You know what you're forgiving. You're forgiving that addiction of suffering. Because no matter what happens to the outside, they're just passing poison to us. If Father and Mother Divine can forgive and love all the children the same, why can we love our brothers and sisters the same way and forgive them? Because we've all been fed lies. Some of us have woken up because we found the truth within us. We open our heart. We find, humbleness. We find gratitude. And we find the discipline to spread our wings and fly like the eagle and take where we deserve to be taken. Because when you love somebody, are you going to give them rotten flowers, rotten food, rotten chocolates? No. You're going to give them the whole essence. You're going to give them your whole love. So when we give that to ourselves, we can give it to our loved ones. Because it's like finding the Holy Grail, putting water onto it, and then it's become to spill. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they don't love us back. Because we are a love machine, like the sun, generating light. An eclipse may come for a few seconds, but we will always shine. Just like an earthquake may come, the rainstorm may come, the snowstorm can come, but when it starts, we know it's going to end. The only thing we have to do is be loyal to the love of our life and keep ourselves in the center and keep living a spiritual life. Because all these words, all these stories are here to serve us, to create beautiful memories and to remember those beautiful memories. And here is what we're here for, to create beautiful memories. And just imagine all the beautiful memories that you can create with awareness. So today is a special day. It's a sacred day. It's the day of the sun, Sunday. Thank you, everybody, for your love and for listening. Thank you.
Stay here with me, if you will. So what do you think? So blessed to have you here today. So in our faith community, we like to begin and end in prayer. I'd like to lead us in prayer. I should tell you, in our tradition, we believe in a form of prayer which we refer to as affirmative prayer. We believe that there's a power for good in the universe that is responsive to our word. So we're not really looking to ask a power outside of ourselves. We're really looking to direct the power that is within us. Now, if you believe something different, that's cool. You can still be in the prayer. I want to invite you into this prayer according to your own faith tradition, but let us be together. Our wonderful spiritual practitioners are coming forward. As I said earlier, if you're in need of prayer today after the service, they will be available to serve you. Aren't they beautiful? And so I invite you now, if you will, to simply close your eyes, closing the outer eyes and opening the inner eyes of true vision. As we breathe into the awareness, into the wisdom that has been brought forth, as we allow our hearts to be overflowing with gratitude and with grace. For truly, this is a sacred day. This is a Sunday. And so we allow the light to shine brightly in our hearts and in our lives. As we come together in this moment, it is in the recognition that there is a universal presence of love, that this presence delights in its self-expression. It is revealing itself in, through, and as all of creation, which by its very nature means each of us. So we call upon that higher wisdom, that divine intelligence, as we speak the word of truth this day. We speak that word of truth that there is one power, and that power is wholeness. And we allow that wholeness to reveal itself in, through, and as us, through every cell and every system, revealing itself as health, as well-being, as vitality. We speak this word of truth this day as we recognize the only presence, the presence of absolute, unconditional love. And we know that it is this power of love that heals and transforms our very life and being. When we recognize that there is no other, there is simply the recognition of the one life that all of the masters have spoken of. We call forth that presence into our hearts. We find it easy to forgive, first ourselves and then each other. We allow something to be born anew within us. We enter into the new creation, healed and transformed. We call forth the presence of abundance as we recognize that we live in an infinitely abundant universe, that the one power, the one life, is always manifesting itself into myriad form, into endless expression. And it is this very life that is moving through us as we graciously give and generously receive of the divine bounty. We move into that state of gratitude, of recognition, of celebration. We allow our walk to be gentle and easy through this world. We open our hearts to be the embodiment of kindness, of love, of compassion. And we hold a high vision for a world that works for everyone, a planet at peace. It is our tradition to bless all priests, all rabbis, all ministers, all leaders of faith of whatever tradition. For where two or more are gathered in the presence of the I Am, the divine is there, and healing occurs. So let us join together in that recognition as we simply extend a blessing. We bless this spiritual community, knowing that it serves as a light in a world that sometimes appears to have darkness. We extend that blessing to our brothers and sisters around this planet, to the planet herself. We're seeing a planet in harmony, in wholeness, and we're seeing a world that works for all. Every brother and sister of ours, of whatever nationality, whatever creed, we bless them now. We accept peace as the order of the day. And so how good it is to join in the consciousness of an awakened world, of a highly vibrating consciousness that releases that which no longer serves us and embraces a new possibility. I invite you in this moment, if there is a burden on your heart, that perhaps this is the moment to lay it down, to set it aside, to allow something even more magnificent to be revealed through us now. How grateful I am for this day. How grateful I am for this truth. How grateful I am to speak this word, and how grateful I am that there is indeed a universal intelligence at work upon the consciousness that we establish together, bringing forth the highest good for all concerned. And so it is with great joy and gratitude that I simply give thanks, that I release this word into that law, knowing that it is so, as together we say, and so it is.
So it is. I'm going to invite the singers back up to help out here. We're going to do some call and response, yeah. So when I'm going to sing to you, and then you're going to sing back. It's really a way of calling out to the universe from within your heart. The simple things in life, like harmony, love, and peace. Harmony. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Harmony, Shanti, harmony.
Harmony, Shanti, harmony.
Harmony, Shanti, harmony.
Harmony, Shanti, harmony.
Love. Love and peace, love and peace, love and peace.
Love and peace, love and peace, love and peace.
Love and peace, love and peace, love and peace.
Love and peace, love and peace, love and peace.
Harmony. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Love.
Well, that song just raised the vibration of the planet by an octave or so, wouldn't you say? Thank you. I don't know how it was down there, but up here, that omen is good stuff. So we like to close our service with an affirmation. You may have noticed that we kind of like to engage the body. For those of you that have studied NLP, understand the interrupts and how movement around. It will, if you're new to us, it will make you feel silly. You're welcome. So I'd invite you to stand. Again, can we thank Lorraine and can we thank Don Jose and Shin, our wonderful musicians. I want to tell you one story real quick. Can I tell you how you met? So we had a chance to chat. And so here's how you know when your consciousness is right on. So Don Jose is climbing a pyramid in Peru. He reaches the top of the pyramid, and there lies, or stands, his beautiful, soon-to-be partner, Tammy. Where are you, Tammy? And that was 6 years ago. Tammy's here. She's an author as well. Don Jose will be out to sign books if you want books. Lorraine has music that she'll share with you. We've got food trucks, we've got raffles, we've got everything you could ever want right here. So, if you will, repeat after me. Something magnificent is happening through me right now.
Something magnificent is happening through me right now.
It is happening through my mind.
It is happening through my mind.
Through my body.
Through my body.
Through my affairs.
Through my affairs.
I think it. I believe it. I accept it. I rejoice in it. I name it good and very good. Thank you, God. And so it is. Have a blessed day.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. Only love can tell me to stop. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. Only love can dampen my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. my decision right here and now. My decision